Alright, so what is up YouTube? It's Simon here, and today I'm bringing you the story mission only Destiny tutorial. So this will not be for the route that I read up beforehand. Like all the ad clears and stuff will still be similar, only I changed some mission order. And I now run ISHTAR first and on a hunter. You can still run on a Titan, it's just personal preference, I just prefer a hunter. Because of the way I make my clear. The only difference is I now run double trip mine grenades and a scout rifle. But I run double trip mine grenades. But yeah, I reset this one. Like I reset this mission if it's not a good spawn. So, which is why it's first. But I'm going to talk you through all the missions in the run. So as soon as you spawn in, summon your Sparrow, and you want to just keep going right all the way around until you get to the coast. So try and drive as fast and as smooth as you can. Basically you want to boost the whole way till you get to this ramp. And then you want to hold your boost going over this ramp and do a trick that'll refill a little bit. And the same here. And then just spam your boost again. There's a little bit of a time into it, but it's not too hard to learn. Let your boost bar fill all the way back up, and when you come off this ramp, let go of boost and do a trick. It'll fill your bar up quicker. And again, you just want to boost around as fast as you can. Careful boosting like up ramps, because if you get a lot of air time, you'll lose a lot of momentum. Also, when you get to that point, there's no point letting go of boost. Jump off your Sparrow and clear some of these facts while you're waiting on the Cyclops spawning. Nade underneath the Cyclops, wait for a second. 5 shots will take him out. Jump up, grab the eye, and summon your Sparrow. Pretty self-explanatory. You want to keep driving till you get to here. Let go of your boost going up this ramp, or you can boost up that ramp, it doesn't really matter. Just keep in mind you might lose a bit of momentum. Charge your boost, and then up here do a trick off this ramp. When you land, hit your boost again. Try and boost until you know where you've only got one trick left, like one boost left before you lose it. Trick. Up to here. You want to hit right bumper when you go into this room. It'll just make you go over that wee bit faster. Go up that ramp. Try not to crash there, obviously. If there's, as you can tell right now, I have the bad spawn. If you drive into this area and it's all red, it's called the bad spawn. So I'm going to clear all this out with primary. Actually, I'm not. I'm just going to reset. But yeah, that's the bad spawn. So you would reset if you get that spawn. I'm not going to restart the tutorial though. I'll just drive to that point without talking, if you know what I mean. Like drive to the Cyclops. I'll drive like I would in an actual run, because I'll not be talking you through it. But this is why, because that costs a lot of time. That costs like 20 plus seconds. Plus you do not have the heavy ammo. You do not have the heavy ammo to actually clear that out fast enough. So, before you start your run, make sure you're in patrol, grab full heavy, or you're in the Dreadnought checkpoint. I have Crota boots, so these give me 7 rockets with a hunter instead of 6. Any year 1 heavy boots will give you these. So Trials of Osiris, Crota, and Vogue all give you anything that says carry more ammo for heavy weapons, whereas these are like normal rocket ammo that only gives you 6 rockets. Twilight Garrison will always give you 7 if you have increased heavy. So again, just summon Sparrow and drive as fast as you can. When you get the timing down, I average about 205 getting to that place if I have to reset. I was averaging about 210 before that. So as long as you keep that in mind, like how long it'll roughly be, then you'll know what pace you're on. Because I have no boost here, I'm going to go up this ramp, let go of my boost and trick, and as you tell, it fills up a hell of a lot quicker. So just keep that in mind. And because I'll have full boost here, I'm not going to have to let go of my boost. Little things like that you'll just learn as you Sparrow. Like, I'm not the greatest runner. I'm not the greatest Sparrow Driver, like, but I concentrate more on full game than ILs, and as you'll hear me say a lot throughout this run is, do not treat the missions that you're running as ILs. So the risky stuff you see in certain ILs, like, you don't want to be doing that in full game runs, because when you run an IL, if you mess up, you go to orbit, you reset, you repeat. In a full game run, if you mess up, you can't really go to orbit. So you have to play it a little bit safer. I mean, obviously not too safe that you're losing a bunch of time, but you need to play it a little bit safer than you would normally. So just keep that in mind. I'm not really worried about driving perfectly here, because I just want to get into this place. So yeah, I'm going to turn this corner, come in here, go over this corner, and then just try and drive in here as fast as you can. Yeah, bad spawn again. So this is why this is the start. So I'm going to clear this out with primary this time, just because normally you would have a drop ship that spawns right there and right here, and you want to land in the middle here. So when you land here, you'll kill that one, you'll kill this one. It's going to be kind of hard for me to explain this first spawn, but it should be fine. So once you clear out the initial fallen, you'll get 2 other spawns, which I'll show you in a second. So there will be 4 shanks that spawn right where I'm standing here. There will be 4 shanks here, and there will be vandals and dregs there. You want to G-horn both those sides, so you'll G-horn both ships, 1 rocket each. Make sure you look on that side to make sure there's not a shank. You'll see it in, if you watch a more consistent clear IL, like one of my ILs at the start of one of my runs, you'll see what I mean by the clear. So whenever you clear all at it, you're going to run over here. All these guys will not be here because they'll all be dead. In this room right here, there's going to be a captain and vandals. You G-horn them. Stand next to the machine. Don't worry, the other things in this place will despawn, hopefully. Nice work. But yeah, that costs a lot of time. At this point, you should have 3 rockets if you followed the same eye clear. So you'll see I'll have 6 rockets here. I'll not actually use 6 rockets. Okay, so first 2 spawns will be a harpy here. Each wave has 2 harpies. 1 harpy will trigger the spawn. As soon as you kill 1 harpy, you will trigger that spawn. Plant your trip mine right there, and then plant another trip mine on this wall. G-horn and clear out this first goblin. That's the more consistent way. Every wave will consist of 2 harpies to start. 1 harpy will spawn right here, and another will spawn right there. Like I said before, 1 harpy triggers the spawn, so just make sure you kill whatever one you can as quick as you can. Then you want to jump up onto this roof and aim at this cloud. 2 hobgoblins will spawn. These hobgoblins are on a timer. No matter how fast you kill them, the goblins afterwards will not spawn any quicker. As soon as you kill that guy, throw a trip mine to that point. Jump up and G-horn that side. My G-horn was badly placed, but you get the concept. Check that all those goblins died. So, again, trip mine. Bit too far that time. But yeah, 1 harpy will do that. You want to place your trip mine around about this corner here. So, heavy, golden gun, minotaur, harpy. I think that harpy will despawn. It's a bit slower, but it will despawn. Then you want to jump into the ghost. I'm almost done. When you get to the ghost, go into your menu and synth. Return to the ghost as fast as you can. Pop your synth, go to orbit, check in game time, and that is ISHTAR. It's a bad example, but that's because it's so RNG reliant on the first spawn. You will usually reset until you see the ships. I will leave a link to my ISHTAR run, which was former record, in the description. And I'll timestamp where you need to go to in order to get that. So you want to load up Black Garden. when you're flying in Black Garden, you're going to be doing a lot of changes. So I'm going to describe the changes now, and then I'm going to make them. So what you're going to do is you're going to change your Gunslinger to have Deadeye, Scavenger, Chain of Woe. You're also going to put on any gloves, and then put on your boots. I have my build very optimized here, so, but you need these Bones of AO to do a certain skip. So make sure that your class is the way that you need it to be. Deadeye, Gunslingers or Scavenger, it's up to you, and then Chain of Woe, Trip Mine Grenade, and then Black Garden. You want to launch this in. So if you were running this as an IL, you would reset for Open Gate. Because it's a story mission run, you can't reset. So if you get Open Gate, you save about 20 seconds, 10 seconds maybe 10, 20 seconds. If you get Closed Gate, then you just have to clear. There will be 1, 2, 3, I think it's 3 Minotaurs, 1 Hobgoblin, 1 Hydra, it may be 4 Minotaurs, 1 Hydra and 1 Hobgoblin. You just want to clear those as fast as you can, and then get back on your Sparrow. If you use shotgun, make sure you reload your shotgun so it has at least 3 shots. As soon as you spawn, summon your Sparrow, and you want to go to the right side of this. You want to come off this with a boost and make sure you don't hit that rock. Quite awkward. But yeah, when you come off the top of this, let go of your boost, do your trick. When you land, you should have near enough full boost again. And then you just want to drive as fast as you can. I'm not driving amazingly well, but I'm just doing this for tutorial purposes. Come off this ramp, go up this ramp, let go of your boost, do your trick, and let your boost recharge, and then again. Anytime you go in the air, just do a trick. You don't have to let go of your boost, but just do a trick. When you get to this one, let go of your boost and trick. Every time you trick, you will get a little bit of your recharge, like your boost power back. So I will leave a link also to Jukes. Jukes has a tutorial on 3 skips for Black Garden. One of them is a really consistent skip, but it's really, like, I don't find it worth myself, so I don't do it. You can go over that wee ramp, and then you're supposed to come right over the top. If you mess it up, you can just drive around like that. It only saves about a second, so it's not really make or break. But it's just, I'm on autopilot, so it's just a case. Right, so I've got Open Gate. Normally there would be enemies here, but I have Open Gate. So with Open Gate, you just drive in, and when you drive in, you want to just turn back and go right. So as soon as you enter this gate, turn to your right and set up your boost. Now, if you can boost the whole way through this, it's great. So you want to drive up here. You can hit the right bumper and your brake at the same time, and it will line you up to be here. Drive as fast as you can around here. Hit your right bumper and your brake, and you'll turn that corner nice and smooth. I'm going to drive really slowly through here so you can follow the path. Brake here. Normally your boost will run out about here. Set yourself up on this corner. Boost up these stairs. Right bumper, brake, and then left bumper would get you around that corner without your Sparrow going on fire. If your Sparrow explodes in here, it is a lot of time loss. There is a trick here you can do where you can use this little ramp here. Like I said, Jukes will have it. Use this as a ramp. Sparrow fly, tumble up, you go up there. It's really hard, some people find it really easy to do it, other people find it really hard. I've never tried it apart from right there. So I usually just take this one, come around this corner, line yourself up here and boost. Try not to get caught by any enemies, because if you lose your Sparrow, it will definitely suck. Come around this corner as fast as you can. Park your Sparrow right here, and as soon as you time it right, 1, 2, 3. I missed my trip mine, so I'm going to need 4 shots. Jump on your Sparrow. Make sure you're not close enough to the death blast that it will kill your Sparrow. This is more just driving, so it'd probably be best just to follow someone else's IL, because the driving, like I said, I'm just trying to drive just for the benefit of driving. Make sure you come off this at the right angle, because you can fall down there. Boost around this corner. Just try and use your brakes and boost as much as you can. Try not to hit any corners when your Sparrow's on fire like this, because you can accidentally blow up your own Sparrow. And you're going to want to go to the far conflicts first, which is the one over here. So drive all the way over to this wall, park your Sparrow, get off, deploy your Ghost, and as soon as you scan, jump back on your Sparrow. As soon as you see the Ghost animation leave your hand, get back on your Sparrow. Drive up here, around to the right. I mean, if you lose your Sparrow here, it's no big deal. You just lose a couple of seconds like that. Deploy your Ghost, try and stay alive. You can walk anywhere as soon as the Ghost deploy actually starts. Clear a couple of ads. You have around 10 or so seconds to get back to the middle, so try and clear ads and get your health back. This bit is the most sketchy bit of this entire run, in my opinion, because you have to just like jump around and hope you don't die. As soon as you see the Ghost deploy your Ghost and then walk to the back of the conflux and literally just jump until you can stay alive. You can jump on top, once you get a little bit more health back, jump on top of this. Kind of hard to show you this because I'm getting thing. Jump up here, quad jump over this wall, fall down. So you're just going to want to fall down, try not to die. Walk forward until you get underneath this. Jump on top of this, and then I'm just going to have to do this really quickly, but you will switch to this. So you will change your gear back. And then you just want to be jumping up and down. So you would switch off bones back onto your Nighthawk. Sorry, I kind of messed up the little jump over, so it left me a little bit less time. Spam B to cut the, and then as soon as you spawn in, hold Y to pull out your Gallahorn, and then target the right goblins first, then the left, and then kill two goblins that teleport up here. Jump down. He's gonna teleport up top. Oh, that would have hit. That would have been nice. And then kill the goblin. Scout rifle would be quicker for this part, but then you just want to come down here and clear any goblins that are left. It's really that clears really hard, but just try and G-horn both sets of goblins as fast as you can. So this is personal preference whether or not you want to G-horn or Nighthawk this statue or this statue, but you're gonna Nighthawk one statue and G-horn two other ones. I'm gonna Nighthawk first statue, G-horn second statue, pop a heavy Sith, and G-horn third statue. When the statue gets to fully transformed all the way around in a circle, throw the trip mine, pop your G-horn, and as soon as it breaks, shoot and finish him off with either primary or shotgun. Kill an ad or two if you can. See if you can get some heavy drop for after you synth. If any heavy drops here and you have 4 or more rockets, do not pick it up. Wait until the end, until you use all your heavy, then pick it up and see if you have enough to save you a synth. So with this one, I'm gonna do the same thing again, only I'm gonna use Gallahorn. This one can go in a weird, awkward position with Gallahorn, so just be careful with that. As soon as the statue's completely turned all the way around, throw your trip mine. As soon as statue breaks, you can fire a G-horn. Whoops, and I accidentally Y-wide. And then just finish them off with primary, and then all the ads will die. Sometimes they drop heavy, sometimes they don't. If they drop heavy, it's nice, don't pick it up, because you'll need a synth. So, whenever that's done, you synth here. And that gives you 7 rockets. 4 Gallahorns per boss. Stand, like you want to just stand along this edge, it's just a lot more safer. As soon as statue completely spins, throw trip mine, Gallahorn out. 1, 2, reload. And that is you. If any heavy drops, it is nice, but not needed. And that is Black Garden. Like I said, it's a lot slower than your average run. You will know yourself whenever you start running these missions what your average time will be or what you want to do. So, like for my runs, I try to go for 4:30 ISHTAR, sub 8, Black Garden, stuff like that. So that's what you kind of want to do. Yo, Danny, thank you for the follow. But yeah, no, that's I'm live on Twitch right now, by the way, in case you're wondering. But For these runs, you kind of want to have a goal in mind for the times you want to do. This is just a tutorial, so I'm not really worried about timing. Like, I drove through Black Garden with like basically no boost. I did get open gate, so open gate is pretty much 10 seconds free. So 8:22, but like I said, I'm not really running. Alright, so when you get to the Gate Lord, this is just a lot of driving again. Again, I will take it slow so that you guys can follow. So again, there's nothing that changes with your class right now. Deadeye and everything. After this mission, like whenever you kill that guy, you're going to be changing to Night Stalker. So make sure your Night Stalker is set up in this menu. You want Spike Grenade, Better Controller, Triple Jump is completely your choice. Bloodbound, Envenomed, and then Lockdown and Keen Scout. Any of these three are up to you what way you want to build your armor. Like how much armor you want. But Envenomed, Bloodborne, and Lockdown are really nice. Spike Grenade is needed. So, and then Keen Scout just because obviously faster boosting. So, this is the Gate Lord, so this will still be Golden Gun. You're gonna want to drive. So as soon as you spawn, summon Sparrow immediately again, and you're gonna go to your left. Boost all the way to this ramp until you have one boost left. Hold your boost, let go of it, and then let your thing recharge. Boost all the way around this corner. You can go up that ramp, but the loading screen can sometimes throw you off, so I don't. Sometimes you'll hit a loading screen there. When you get to the top of here, light off your boost. And then every time you get on air, trick. It'll just let you go a little bit, like I'll give you a little bit more boost each time. Boost until you run out, and then keep boosting again. What you're going to do on this one is you're going to drive down to the very back left corner where the Minotaurs are. If the Minotaurs are here, it can be somewhat tricky. So, these Minotaurs are complete run killers sometimes. So, jump up to here, and when you see that thing, deploy your ghost and try not to die. So as soon as you deploy your ghost, head to whatever way they're not standing, and summon your Sparrow again. And you just, like, those Minotaurs can kill your runs, so just be careful. Sometimes the ghost doesn't deploy properly, so keep that in mind also. But yeah, you just want to keep boosting all the way down until you get to the point. Like, just keep boosting every time your boost runs out, reset it. I'm not boosting very fast, I'm not driving very fast, but just keep that in mind. When you get to here, same thing as ISHTAR. Drive in, hit your right bumper, hit this little ramp here, and then in you go. Setting up this boost can be very annoying because if you boost all the way over this ramp, sometimes you'll hit that tree. Like so. So just be careful with that. Once you get to this point, line up your Sparrow, try and do it as fast as possible. And you just want to boost 0 over that rock. Keep going and use your brick and your right bumper here. Try and avoid those two hobgoblins. Sometimes they'll double or triple snipe you, which can be so, like, properly annoying. Just use your bumpers in here. Try to go at a nice pace. When you get to this top of this ramp, use your booster and your brick, and then just let your boost recharge a wee bit. Come around this corner and let a little bit of boost come up. Try and avoid the Hydra when you're going up the ramp. Brick, bumper, turn the corner. Let your charge recharge here. I'm going to do this both ways. So if you can barrel roll, it is extremely beneficial. You want to come off here at this point right here and right bumper, left bumper, or left bumper, right bumper, boost. If for some reason you can't use a boost or you can't barrel roll, what you're going to do is you're going to come off and you will use your Sparrow to boost as far as you can. And once your momentum of your Sparrow runs out, just use your jump. Jump to this edge right here. Try and stay to the right side so you don't spawn two waves. And then get to this point as fast as possible. When you get here, shotgun both these hobgoblins. Pull out Galahorn, jump up to the top of this ramp, and Galahorn goblins. You want to make sure all these goblins are dead. And then stand in this middle circle while you're clearing the rest of these odds. Kill these goblins, hobgoblins, etc. And that should be good. Okay, you can synth here, which I usually do. So what you want to do is you want to go to your inventory and pop your synth while you're waiting on the Gate Lord spawning. Once the Gate Lord arms hit his body, pop your golden gun. Wait for a second, and when you see his name, shoot. A little bit of a slow kill, but sometimes if you shoot too early, you'll hit a moon. Once he's dead, switch to Night Stalker. And that'll set you up for your next run. After this is Dark Within, which allows that synth cooldown because you synth twice inside that mission. So when you synth twice inside, and there's a 5-minute cooldown on your heavy synths. So I put Dark Within between Gatelord and World's Grave as a buffer. Dark Within's roughly about 130. So that's a 355 with explanations and not really driving either, so that's not bad. Okay, so Dark Within, you want to load Dark Within. This is literally the only thing you need for this is a high impact solar sniper. So I use Devil's Dawn. You can use Devil's Dawn, Event Horizon, Black Spindle, Black Hammer, any high impact solar sniper. So again, like G-Horn is more just so you don't lose ammo. You can use Black Spindle if you don't have a different legendary high impact sniper. If you change an orbit, you will not use your Gallahorn ammo. So as soon as you spawn, summon your Sparrow. I'm going to show you this both ways as well. So you're going to want to boost all the way down to here. When you get to this point, let your boost recharge if you're not comfortable. When you get to here, you want to come off at this part right here where this flower is. Come off. I messed up the barrel roll because I was trying to like think about showing you. But yeah. So I'm just going to do the barrel. So you're going to want to barrel roll when you come off here. So come off here. And then barrel roll across. If you can't barrel roll across, then I would just suggest coming out the top the way you normally would and then just driving around. I would recommend like practicing the barrel roll, but if you can't, just come off here, come down, and then just drive around as fast as you can till you get to this point here. But barrel roll is clearly faster. Boost your way up to the top of this ramp, as always. Just any time that there's a distance you need to drive, just make sure you're constantly boosting. When you get, I'm not going to boost here, but when you get to the top of this, there is a little ledge right here. If you boost up this, you need a bit more momentum, but you can boost up that ramp and it will get you into Dark Within. Like so. You want to come around. If you can't do that, just go up the stairs behind it. As soon as you get to here, you'll trigger the dialogue. Get to this little corner and drive up. Try and get around here as fast as possible. It's round here. Park next to this ghost. Once he says open, jump off your Sparrow, deploy your ghost. So, like you can get off as soon as he said I can, but open is just a good thing. Get back on your Sparrow, jump off your Sparrow, switch to your sniper, and immediately back on your Sparrow. Your sniper will just see if you happen to YY or Y whenever you get off your Sparrow at the top. When this opens, you're going to want to drive straight ahead and line your Sparrow up, and then you're going to boost up these stairs. Turn to your right, or turn to your left, boost across, and then when you get into here, you can use your bumper to line yourself up, and then just try and stick as close to this wall as possible. Boost all the way inside. As soon as you see the wizard, snipe the wizard, and everything else will despawn. You can hold your ghost and immediately orbit. But yeah, you can use a shotgun on that bit too. Just use your, like, drive your Sparrow closer inside the room, jump off your Sparrow and shotgun the wizard. Snipe or shotgun is completely your choice. Check your in-game time. Normally I would do this before the run, but I have everything optimized for myself. And then switch back to your shotgun. And then you're going to want to load World's Grave. World's Grave is going to be a longer part of the tutorial because I'm going to show you multiple ways to get into the entrance. You're going to want to keep your Sparrow as best as you can. There is one fly, or there's two flies. There's one to get into the entrance, and then there's one that saves about 5 seconds down below. I recently learned the one down below, and it's a lot more, like, it's a lot more consistent when you land it, and it's a lot easier to set up your drive. It doesn't involve a lot of braking and stuff. It saves a lot of time. I finally got my World's Grave below 3 minutes, so sub 3 minutes using the fly and stuff. So it is nice to know. As soon as you spawn, you're going to want to summon your Sparrow again, as always. Spawn, summon Sparrow, and then you want to boost up here. Again, you want to make sure you leave one boost at the end. Hit this rock at this corner. Trick, let go of your boost, and you'll fill it back up. When your boost is refilled, drive up here. Come in here as quick as you can, let your boost refill if you need to. And then you're going to want to line up with this corner right here, so you're going to come off here. But make sure you boost going to it, and then boost when you get to the top. And that'll land you right here in the doorway. There's usually 2 boomers here. If the 2 boomers are here, that can make that bit kind of harder. If you can't go that way, you can come down here, and you'll have to barrel roll to get in here though. Oh, I just rolled, I didn't actually barrel roll. But yeah, you want to like barrel roll the same way you did within Dark Within. I don't use this one at all, like ever, so it's kind of hard for me to explain this. Yeah, I don't use that one at all, so that just looks really bad. I think it's just a one. I think it's just a 1 rule. So yeah, I just used the other one, the first one I showed you guys, but you can use this one. I know like other runners use this one. So you want to land here. Either whatever way is close, easier for you. Once you get in here, you want to just run boost. Like I said, sometimes there's 2 night boomers there, and they can be a dick. Gotta do a wee roll there for swag. If you cannot barrel roll, you can just boost here and land in there beside those acolytes. If you can barrel roll, you want to line up so your Sparrow is on this ramp. And then Sparrow fly across like that. When you get to this point, boost. My Sparrow might die. You want to get to this corner and then drive around here. Hold your brick and go all the way around. Get to the corner of here. Land, park your Sparrow, jump off, switch to Galahorn, jump up, kill that guy and get back on your Sparrow. And then you're going to want to drive all the way through here. When you get inside this part, there's a right. You're going to go right, down, and then right again. Right again, turn, and then you're going to come out, go in the Thrall Tunnel. If you can boost here, it's obviously a lot faster. I'm not boosting, so that way you guys don't get confused. Come through Thrall Tunnel as fast as you can, just whatever. Come out of here, up the top of these stairs, jump up and make sure you kill that knight. Come into this room and you want to G-Horn right there in the middle of those guys, and then G-Horn around there, turn around and kill this one acolyte, and then jump up top and kill any acolytes that have survived. Does that acolyte need to die too? I'm pretty sure that acolyte needs to die, the one from outside. When you get to this point, deploy the ghost. As soon as the ghost leaves your hand, you want a synth. Which is why we leave the buffer. Reload your Galahorn. Come up top. There's going to be a wave that spawns in this water. G-Horn this wave in the water. And then turn to your right. Kill the 3 acolytes that walk out this door. Stick your spike nade on that wall. Turn and G-Horn these 2 acolytes that enter. Behind you at this doorway there will be a wizard. She might come in this door. Whatever door she comes in. G-Horner. One of the acolytes lived because GG. And then this is going to dialogue. Make sure the acolytes die on the wall, by the way. Like in the door. Once you hear the word tether, G-Horn, reload. G-Horn, reload. Going to be a knight that spawns right here. G-Horn, run out this door, and then G-Horn that knight. You can't orbit, so just wait till time comes up. So that was a really bad clear. I might redo this tutorial and post it in the description. But for right now, I'm very limited on time, and I just want to get a tutorial out that you guys can understand. But basically what happened in that run was that the acolytes didn't die properly. But that'll leave that one. So 419, which is not bad for showing you guys. A lot of time spent in the first bit. So when you ever get to this point, that is all your missions done for your hunter. So transfer your weapon, You don't even have to do that, but I do that because I've got multiple imago loops. Change your character. Load up your Titan and make sure that your Titan subclass is set up before you start your run. If you watched my class tutorial, you'll understand. If you read the notes for the previous run, you'll also know this, but you're going to want to have dim opened. So, because like dim, so just as a quick little brief thing, you want max agility on this part. Well, I use max agility. So Titan Codex 2 and Coded, everything else is the same build. Mida and then a legendary rocket launcher. Field Scout does actually improve the ammo, which is good. Twilight Garrison, which has increased heavy ammo. That's all that's important here. So, whenever you get to this point, you can transfer over your imago loop. You would normally do this while you're flying to the mission. So when you're flying to the mission, you would transfer your imago. And then that's it. So you would load up Dark with the Dark Beyond. This is quite a heavy mission, like in order in terms of like learning spawns. It's fairly easy to learn the spawns. The important thing to note is this: you will need 4 rockets. You will need 4 rockets minimum. I'm gonna have to synth here. So I'll show you where you would synth. It's gonna be a cutscene here. Make sure you skip this cutscene. Thermite grenade is needed for this part. Not really needed, but it's extremely beneficial. So skip this cutscene, and as soon as this cutscene skips, you'll hear the little ghost noise. Summon your Sparrow. So listen for it. And you want to be summoning your Sparrow. Again, you're going to do the same thing. Boost to the top of this until you get 1 boost left. Come off this thing at an angle and do a trick. I went off it really bad. So you're going to want to drive in here. Try and go as fast as you can. When you come in here, try and go out this side and then land your Sparrow here. Once you get to that point, you can jump off and then deploy your Ghost. Sometimes it doesn't deploy properly from this location, so try and get to behind that desk. Come over here and you will synth. So you'll synth here, make sure everything is reloaded. When you see a little blue shadow on the floor, throw your grenade. Come to the back end of this, and there's like a little, like, do it there, and then thread your rocket up there. This next ship is on a timer, not a massive timer, but make sure that all these middle ads died. Then you want to run to this. As soon as you see this thing glow blue, it means the next ship's coming in. It's on a slight timer, not a really long one, but if those drags in the middle don't die, it will kill your run. As soon as you see the drag's feet, G-horn, drive around, and then park your Sparrow right here. You're going to be aiming for the second little slot that drops. So this little slot right here, you're going to be aiming for that. If you need to, make sure you stay and make sure everything dies. Once everything's dead, get back on your Sparrow. Like, you don't have to actually wait for your Sparrow or anything, but you want to play that a little bit safer until you're comfortable with the ad clear, because that, like, if everything doesn't die, it will kill your run. You'll get to this point and it won't say Spiral Link enabled. You'll have to drive all the way back and make sure the ads are dead. So it's worth taking like the little bit of time loss to ensure that you don't mess it up. Okay, there is another Sparrow Fly here. I do not like this Sparrow Fly, but if you can't, you want to hit this ramp. See, I suck at this Sparrow Fly. Like, I'm still learning this one, so it's really not a good idea for me to do a tutorial on this, but I'll give it like 1 or 2 tries. So you want to land this, try and Sparrow Fly to this door. Basically, your goal is to try and Sparrow Fly so you land inside there. If you can't do that, which is why I recommend high agility and Mida, you're going to want to jump on top of this box, aim up there, jump, and then Twilight inside. I can't really Sparrow Fly that. Like, that's a new Sparrow Fly for me. Deploy your Ghost, Twilight out of here. Summon your Sparrow. Yes, Captain, thank you. And then try and get around here as fast as possible. You want to line your Sparrow up right here, so you can hit this ramp and you'll go up here. Drive around, all the way around in a corner. Try and go through here as fast as possible, obviously. Get up to beside where the Guardian is. Get off your Sparrow and hold X over the Guardian. Wait till a cutscene happens. Once this cutscene happens, once this cutscene happens, you've got a little bit of a change you need to make inside your subclass. So, because this game is timed in RTA or in-game time and not RTA, this is the best place to do this. You're abusing the RTA a little bit, but it's really not that bad. So, switch to Gallahorn. You don't lose you don't lose heavy inside of cutscenes. Well, you lose a little bit, but not an awful lot. Make sure you have these two back on again. And make sure your shotgun is on. Once you're finished, skip this cutscene. My ad clear for this temple is extremely consistent. So, once you spawn, skate to the door. Doesn't have to be an extremely fast skate. Get inside and wait until you see 2 acolytes. Run forward and your explosive prior will literally take everything out. Jump across this gap. Leave a sunspot on the floor, and as soon as you see the numbers pop up on her head, throw a hammer at her. She will die. Run to the back of this room and hold X. As long as you have 2 heavy going into this next mission, that's all you need. Like 2 rockets. You will always... The minimum you will have is 2 rockets. The maximum you can have is 4, depending how much heavy you get from the ships. But yeah, that fly is extremely hard. All I would say is just... All I could recommend is just practice on that fly. I'm not extremely good at it, so it's really hard. Instead, you would just spiral to the side of it and then jump up. Next mission is Restoration. This mission is fairly self-explanatory. There's not a hell of a lot that needs done. You just need to be fast in the last room. So, there's 2 ghosts. You can get slow ghosts, you can get fast ghost. If you get slow ghost, especially downstairs, your Sparrow can despawn. Depending on how far away from your Sparrow you are. In an actual run, you want to play it safe and just try and be as close to the wall as possible in your Sparrow, because I did a run where I used the IL method, and because I got slow ghost, my Sparrow despawned and I had to run back out of the room. Both these, the first ghost, from first to second ghost, once you scan the first ghost, the second ghost is on a timer. Titan with Melting Point is my preferred method, but you can use Bad Juju with Nighthawk on a Hunter. It's completely your choice. As soon as you spawn, summon your Sparrow, and you want to try and get to this one as fast as possible. So, boost all the way here. Come up this ramp. Come off and deploy your ghost. You want to land as close to this as you can. Deploy your ghost. Summon your Sparrow. If you were on a Hunter, you need to rely on like all 3 of these spawns. So that's why it's a little... Because you need the enemies with Bad Juju. So that's why this is a little bit more consistent. You can kill the enemies in this room if you want to, but it's not important. Basically, you just want to like have your Sparrow here. Once the dialogue starts popping up, you can move it across a little bit. Right, so you want to leave your Sparrow here. Once she says we shoot, jump off your Sparrow and deploy your ghost. As soon as the animation finishes, get back on your Sparrow, and you just want to come out of here. Try and get out of here as fast as you can. I'm obviously not doing it very fast because I want to show you. But when you get to here, drive all the way to these stairs. Come around up here, and you just want to be boosting. Like, you want to try and boost as much as you can through this part. I'm going slower. When you get to this point, you want to boost and hold your brake, and you'll hit that wee ramp. If you can't do that, there's another way you can do it. If you can't, like if you're not very good, you can hit this little bit here and drive over. It's just a little bit more slower. Come down here, drive into this room, and as soon as you get into this room, jump off and use your rocket. I'm a little bit slow here, so I might get bad spawn. Nope, everything died. Jump into this rock and punch this guy. Melt him. Since 2.1, you don't, or since the update, you don't actually have to hit headshots. If you don't kill him fast enough, Vandals will spawn here and here. You need to kill them, otherwise the mission won't end. So make sure you Gallahorn. You come off your Sparrow, you Gallahorn here, and then you want to Gallahorn. Usually this doorway is where they'll be if you get into this room fast enough. 2 Shanks, 2 Vandals, and then you want to jump inside this hole in this wall. If I can actually do it. Try and get out before the timer. Probably won't make it. Yep, just about. Jump in that wall, punch him as soon as you see him, and then shotgun him. Full auto shotgun is obviously recommended. I use Proud Spire, but you can't use the mnemonic one. If you've watched my build video, you will know. Okay, so from Restoration, you want to be going to Exclusion Zone. Exclusion Zone, you just want to skate. So once you get to this point, you're going to switch to Sleeper in orbit. So going to switch to Sleeper. And all I can recommend for this is just learn the path to skate. When you spawn in, you're going to want to hold Y and Twilight while skating. It's kind of a lot of buttons to press at the same time. But if you can get a good start to your skate, then you're going to want to skate to the room. The clear itself is more practice than I can actually talk you through it. Because sometimes it just goes really bad, other times it goes really good. So you just need the practice to clear. So there's going to be a cutscene. Skip the cutscene. That's what's hard, because you have to skip the cutscene, hold Y and Twilight. So as soon as you hear your reanimation, hold Y and Twilight. Hold Y, Twilight, and then you just want to try and skate as best as possible. So you'll see the path, try and follow the path, and not hit the rocks. Skate all the way until the door. So that was a really bad skate, but I'm not the greatest skater. Deploy the ghost. And then when you get inside, you're going to want to skate again. You're going to do all your menuing in the second ghost. As soon as this opens, jump here. Twilight, skate. Obviously, the better skater you are, the faster that bit will be. Jump over here. And then deploy your ghost. As soon as the ghost is in your hand, menu, G-horn, synth, reload, and then you want to come to this part. You're going to aim about this screw right here. There will be a Legionnaire. Throw your grenade on that side and then wait till those Cabal drop. Like I said, this bit is completely a pain in the ass. There's one phalanx that lived. Alright, there's going to be two. My Legionnaire split, as you can tell. If you can get that at the right time, and then there's going to be one Legionnaire over here. Once this Legionnaire is dead, so you'll summon your Sparrow. If you can time that right, so you throw a grenade to the two phalanxes with the shields. Wait till the Legionnaires drop out of the ship to the left. G-horn that, then G-horn the two Legionnaires run at you. Reload. Everything should die. Then run down to the next ship and G-horn the Legionnaires that spawn on the right hand side first. Then the G-horn that spawn on the left. And that sometimes kills the Centurion. If not, shotgun him. As soon as he's dead, pull your Sparrow and deploy. Then you just want to go here as fast as possible. I'm not really concentrating. But it's the same as Black Garden's path. Want to boost as fast as possible. Trick when you get a little bit of airtime. And drive all the way around this corner. Now, only one thing actually needs to die at this point. But I kill everything just because sometimes they can get in the way of your rocket. So you want to drive as fast as you can to this part. Jump up. And then deploy your ghost. When your ghost leaves your hand, kill these guys. See if you can get some bonus heavy. Might as well. I throw a nade at those guys and then I jump up. You want to jump up to this rock. Stand right here. And then I just hammer just because. So if you've got sunspots on, you want to plant 4 sunspots basically. And that'll kill anything that drops out. And then just clear the rest of the odds. Don't use any heavy because it's really not worth it. But explosive prior in the sunspot will take care of most of the enemies. So I can see there's a heavy down there for me. So I'm actually going to go down and get this heavy. You have a little bit of time, so. Just make sure your G-horn is reloaded. And then a yellow bar will drop out of this ship. When he drops out, G-horn him. Hope he dies. Sometimes he doesn't die. As soon as he dies, summon your Sparrow. So you're going to summon it right here. So make sure he dies, summon your Sparrow, and then you're going to just drive around here. Because this is a tutorial, obviously things are slower. I'm all out of sync. So there is 2 ways you can do this. I will show you both ways. If you cannot spiral fly at all, you're going to want to just drive all the way to this point as fast as you can. You're going to want to park at this rock, jump here, and then jump to there, and then jump in there. I'm going to show you the spiral fly. It's probably not going to work because I'm recording the tutorial and things like this never work when you record a tutorial. But if you can spiral fly, it saves a lot more time, clearly. So you're going to want to boost until you get to this point. You will normally have like 1 boost left at this point, so you jump over the top of this. Let your boost recharge. Line yourself up with this. Spiral fly, tumble, 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 tumble. That was a bad spiral fly, but you get the concept. If you can land in the front, it is obviously a lot faster. Deploy your ghost. You have 4 rockets left for Chamber of Night, which is extremely useful. Should save you a synth, to be honest. I'm pretty sure 4 rockets would save you a synth right here. If not, I'll show you where you would be synthing. Wait till you hear that noise. Orbit. You don't really have to, you can just wait till mission complete. That's just my personal preference. But yeah, the fly is clearly faster there, but if you're not comfortable flying, I would recommend flying, but I'm trying to show you both ways. Okay, again, you have a little bit of a menu to do in this one. So, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can do this with either MIDA, if you're not comfortable, or you can do it with the normal one. I'm going to do it with the normal method. The MIDA method is the exact same, just it gives you a little bit more height. Chamber of Night. Once you start, you're going to switch to Scout Rifle, if you want. It's completely your choice. And Striker. Make sure that you have Headstrong on your Striker. It'll give you enough agility to make the jump you're going to be making. I used to run Juggernaut until the previous patch. Now I just run Shoulder Charge. It does not matter. Lightning Grenade or Pulse Grenade is completely your choice. I prefer Lightning. And Shockwave. This is going to be the hard light method, not the Dragon's Breath method. The Dragon's Breath method is somewhat inconsistent, for me at least. Sometimes one of the Acolytes doesn't die and it throws it all out of sync. So as soon as you spawn, like before, you're going to want to summon your Sparrow. And you're going to want to drive off this side right here. Try and park your Sparrow around about this rock, turn around and stand right here. Hold X and deploy your ghost, and then get back on your Sparrow. Boost to the second ghost, so you're going to just want to boost as fast as you can. Like I said, anytime you get air time, just hold the trick. And then you're going to want to enter this from above these rocks. So try and line yourself up so you're not going to hit that rock. Drive all the way to the end. Try and park your Sparrow enough away so you don't actually get back on your Sparrow. Deploy your ghost, and then you're going to want to summon your Sparrow again. You're going to drive up this ramp. And then you're going to come back the way you came in. So you're going to want to go over this. And then trick, let go of your boost and let your boost all recharge. And then it's the same again. Anything get any height, just do a trick. Instead of following the marker around like you would know, like it's telling you to do, you would come off this little bit right there. And that'll take you to here. I'm going to show you a fly that I've seen in a run. I've only been able to actually replicate this once, and it's extremely risky. But if you are one of those if you are a type of person who is extremely comfortable with flying, you can boost up here and fly over that wall. It's extremely hard to replicate in a run. I've done it once in an actual run, but the run died to an ad clear, so it's kind of hard. It's really not worth it in my opinion. What you want to do is just boost around to get to here. Once you get to this wall, you will hear dialogue. Depending how fast you can get to the temple door will depend on how much time you'll save. So get up here, and it's the same as the temple. Drive around here, and make sure you get off your Sparrow when you get to this door, because it actually ends it faster, because it doesn't have to force you off your Sparrow. When you get to this doorway, jump off your Sparrow, and it'll do it. If it has to force you off your Sparrow, it's actually slower. Cutscene here, nothing needs to be done in that cutscene if you've got everything the way you want it. So yeah, and as soon as you do this, you want to be skating. This ogre, if he's in a bad position, like closer over, can knock you onto that ledge over there, so be careful. I'm going to take this a little bit slower because I have to show you. I'm going to kill this thrall because it can kill you. Okay, when you're comfortable with this, You want to run off the edge, and when you get to here, Twilight and glide. That could take a few tries to get, and then that's you good. Skate all the way down. Try to avoid that thing. Make sure you don't land on that cursed thrall. Basically, you just want to skate here as fast as you can. The faster you skate here, obviously, the better it will be. Nothing needs to die here at all. So just keep skating all the way around. Come down to this part. And then you want to line yourself up. Jump. And land on this box. Of course I missed it. Get to the corner of this box and you're aiming for this. Jump up. Use the wall as momentum. Get up to this point. Clear the gate. Jump down. Twilight. And run. Your goal when you get over that wall is to get up here and around this corner as fast as possible. You need to get to this point in order to trigger them. Clear ads. You stick a grenade right there. That heavy is extremely useful if you can get bonus heavy. Shoot this wall and it'll actually make them all group up. And then Gallahorn. With luck they all die like that. They never do that in an actual run, so when you get to this point you're going to want to change to another rocket and hard light. Make sure your rocket is reloaded. Hard light, and you're just going to want to kill the cursed thrall preferably, because that'll kill everything else, but if you can't kill things. Turn to this corner and there will be 3 acolytes. 1, 2, 3. Turn back and G-horn. Or not G-horn, rocket. Obviously my timing's a bit off right here. If you didn't already, because I'm stupid and forgot, you would use a sniper right here. With the remainder rocket, shoot it here and throw your nade there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 acolytes. Use your sniper and snipe these 2 knights at the very top. I usually don't use Irene, I usually use LDR, so my aim's a bit off for this. Make sure you don't land on a cursed thrall, because that can kill you. There will be 1 acolyte that comes in from up top. You can kill that usually a little bit quicker. I'm not sure if that acolyte up there has to die. I think he does, to be fair. Nope, he doesn't. As soon as this door opens, slam. He will die, and then you will jump back up here. So you would normally synth in the same menu that you switch hard light. So if you have to synth, you would synth right here. So you would go hard light, switch to that, synth, reload. Because I didn't have to synth, it saved me a synth right there, which gives me more ammo going into Garden Spire. But I'm still going to synth at the end of this mission regardless, because you need the rockets for Garden Spire. So you kill the ads that are up here and hope for heavy. If they don't drop you heavy, switch to scout, Gallahorn back on, and then pop a synth. I'm going to put shotgun back on too, and I'm also going to put Sunbreaker back on. You want scout for this next mission just because the Scion can be a troll. But yeah, if you got bonus heavy there, then it'll, as long as your rocket has 1 ammo, so 1 ammo left when you switch to a legendary, you won't need to synth. If you have 0 rockets, you will have to synth to rocket that 1 clear. Hopefully that was clear enough for you. 4 thrall, 3 acolytes, rocket the top thrall, throw a grenade bomb at the stars, and then kill the acolytes in that room with hardlight. Snipe the 2 knights up top, and all the rest of the ads, obviously. I don't use Irene normally, I usually use LDR, but my LDR is on my hunter. And then that's you good. The way this is set up, no matter how slow I'm running this, no matter how fast you run this, your things will always be ready. Your synths will always be ready. The only one that wouldn't be ready for is World's Grave, between Gate Lord and World's Grave, which is why we put Dark Within as a buffer. But yeah, this is the second to last mission in this run. This is going to be a bit longer tutorial, and I apologize for that, but I wanted to try and be as specific as possible.
The Cabal are sitting on a Vex spire that connects to the Black Garden Gate. We free that spire, we can charge the Eye. We'll be hitting the Cabal where they're the strongest. So I hope you're ready for war.
So yeah, this next jump is kind of tricky. I'm going to show you 3 ways you can do it. It's really fucking inconsistent, really hard. I'm really annoying. I hate this mission. There's a lot of RNG in this mission. But again, summon your Sparrow. In my notes, I have specifically rating. Turn right, you fucking moron. Apologies for my language. But this mission likes to troll you by not showing you where your marker is, and if you're in autopilot, which most runners end up being, whenever you run the same missions repeatedly, you end up just automatically going to autopilot. So, because I was practicing a lot of Exclusion Zone, my brain automatically went into that way, where I would just automatically. So when you turn this corner, be sure to turn right and head towards here. Don't go straight. So, drive up here like as fast and as consistently as you can. And then you just want to follow this path around. So, follow this round. You would normally run out of boost about here. Let your boost recharge. Boost. Don't hit that rock, because you know I'm bad at video games. And then come out here. When you get to this point, you can boost up here. And then hit your bumper and your brake. You will hit a little loading screen here. Let your boost recharge in this loading screen. This Colossus can be in multiple locations, which makes it really fucking annoying, to be honest. So, if the Colossus is right on the machine, then I feel bad for you. But he can kill you. Deploy the Ghost. He can quake you off this. He can kill you. Deploy your Ghost and walk away as fast as you can when you're deploying it. Jump off and get back in your spiral. If he quakes you or if he kills you, then it's just an unfortunate thing that can happen with this mission. So, yep, leave one boost, so whenever you get to this corner, you can hit your right bumper and your brake and get onto this as fast as possible. And you're just going to want to follow this path up. Drive towards, like, Falls to Arc. Strike for Falls to Arc. When you get to the top of here, you're going to want to boost all the way until you get to the top of this ramp and then turn 180. Turn 180 and throw a grenade right here. Clear out these two Scions right here. Kill the Legionnaires. And then behind you there will be two Scions that you want to G-horn. If I can actually pull out my G-horn, that'll be great. But yeah, it's not actually worth it anymore to G-horn them. You would G-horn them normally. But I can't pull out my G-horn because I'm bad at video games. Aim your G-horn at this door right here, and as soon as it opens and you see the enemies, shoot your G-horn. Aim with your rocket, and Scions will come running out of this door because they are trolls and don't like to die. I actually didn't reload, so it cost me time. Twilight and skate over to this door here. As soon as the door opens, Twilight or rocket, and then use your hammers. You want to hammer one to the left to kill that, and then one to the other. Make sure everything dies, and then Twilight to this Ghost.
You know what happens when I open doors.
Deploy your Ghost, and then what I would do here, because it's what I do. Is, I didn't know if the Ghost deployed, is switch to max agility. Which is the same setup you run for Dark Beyond. Jump to here. Jump up, Twilight, and get to this door as fast as possible. You don't want to skate up this ramp because you have max agility. You want to just 2 jump, so jump glide to the middle, and then jump glide up again. Run this corner. Jump glide. Jump glide. Jump glide. And then up to here. There's 2 ways you can make this jump. If you can do it, which I kept choking, is you can go from here to this little bit in this wall, then up. A lot easier when you're not actually in a run, but I kept choking it. Otherwise, you can use, Jason uses this strat, which he says is a lot more consistent for him. So you want to go from here, jump, and then up here. With max agility, it's a little bit easier to make. And you want to get to there. Either way is up to yourself, but when you get up to here, the ads over here need to die. 1 rocket that side, 1 rocket there, and then clear any ads. Make sure that all the ads on this side die, so 1 Scion lived. All the rest of these ads don't need to die in order to trigger it. They're just bonus. Make sure you have 2 Gallahorn. Don't use any more than 2 Gallahorn. Or make sure you leave 2 Gallahorn. Deploy your Ghost. Walk this way. And then you want to kill as many ads as you can because these guys can kill you. Just don't use heavy unless you have extra heavy. So because I have an additional rocket, which isn't reloaded, but because I have an additional rocket, I can rocket these guys. Then pop your super and just clear ads. Make sure you leave yourself 2 rockets because you need 2 rockets for the boss kill. If you don't, he will die in 1 rocket and 2 shotgun hits. So Try and make sure there's no scions like sitting around here. Leave your nade also, as you, in case you don't know the timing for this. The timing is basically when his arms go down, you count to 2 and then you can shoot. If you're not sure, then you can just throw a nade as soon as you see these doors open. Throw a nade right there and it will hit him. Wait until you see no longer immune, which is the 4th burst. Gallahorn twice and 1. Stand next to here, do not move, do not do anything, stand next to here and hold X. Hold X to deploy your ghost. Once your ghost is deployed, you can jump off, you can run over here, and anything he dropped, bonus heavy, whatever, it doesn't really matter because you're going to be synthing at the end of this mission anyway. And then go to orbit. Check your in-game time. I mean, always make sure you're checking your in-game time. Like, I'm not doing it because this is a tutorial. So, one more mission and then the run is over, and that'll be the end of the tutorial. So, when you get to this menu, you're going to want to make sure that you have aftershocks and shockwave with lightning grenade for your striker. Put striker on, switch back to this if you want. Gallahorn. What's on this? Machine gun? Oh, rocket, yeah. And then actually, so Stranger's Call is the last mission. Again, there's a spiral fly in this one that you can do. I will do the spiral fly and I will do the normal route. If you can spiral fly, it does save time. Clearly. So I'll do the normal route first, then I will do the spiral fly because it's going to spawn the ship. When you scan the first ghost, you will have a timer to get to the second ghost. It's not an extremely long time, but there's enough time. So, like, you can drive between both ghosts pretty fast. There's a cutscene here, make sure you skip it. So as soon as you spawn, there's going to be a loading screen at the top here, so no matter how fast you drive to this, you're always going to get hit in the load screen, so just one boost will do. When you get to this point, let your boost recharge and then hold your boost, and when the loading screen goes, drive, right? So the normal route you would take is you would just drive down here as fast as possible. Don't use all your boosts because you're going to need them. Turn here, drive down, turn, get off, spiral, deploy ghost. That would be the normal way you would do it. There is a spiral fly. Once you deploy the ghost there, obviously you would summon your spiral and drive to the next ghost. So I'm going to show you the spiral fly, which I only recently started doing myself, but I found it to be a lot better. So again, you would come out of load screen, drive straight, and instead of turning, you would just keep driving straight. Drive to here, setting up. Oh, I'm gonna die because I'm recording a tutorial. It always happens when you're recording a tutorial. Get to here. You want to get to this part here. Line yourself up on this ramp. I didn't actually get any momentum, but I'll still be able to fly across. Fly across, land, deploy ghost. So yeah. Once you deploy, walk forward, summon your spiral, and it will say spiral link. Now you have a timer to get to the second ghost. Again, just do whatever you want to do to get to this part. So, and the timer is right now. So as soon as you hear that noise, as soon as you hear the jink just before fact sensors, that's when you would be getting off your spiral if you were sitting there. And then you just want to drive, try and go as fast as you can up this part. And then you're going to want to come up this ramp. Obviously you would normally have boost at this point. Down here and then drive around. As soon as you get to this, like as soon as you turn this next corner, will trigger the dialogue. So try and turn that corner as fast as you can. Come up to the top here. Over here will do fine. Scan this. When you scan this in your menu, I use Twilight for the fly. You don't have to use Twilight. Or you don't have to use Twilight, you can use Armamentarium. But I just switched to Armamentarium right here. Armamentarium. Pop a heavy synth. Reload your rocket. And then stand right here. Whenever you hear better find.
Better find some cover.
As soon as you hear the word find, pop your thing. Kill one. Run up here. The nade will last long enough to kill all the enemies. This is a lot of spawns, so I'm going to try and slow this down as much as possible, but it's really hard. Shotgun the first hobgoblin, jump in the air and rocket. Turn to your right and kill that one goblin. Everything else should die. Turn behind you. As soon as you see the spawn, slam. One always survives. Jump up to your right. I need this wall. Jump in the air. G-horn. Jump down. G-horn. And then just finish any off. There will be one behind you normally. He never dies. I got bonus heavy. It's really not needed. Your rockets are planned out enough that you don't actually need bonus heavy. It's nice, but you don't need it. Jump off G-horn. And then G-horn the statue. That's what I found to be the most consistent. Come to here. You would normally have 2 rockets left at this point. Jump in the air. Rocket. Rocket, land, and slam. One goblin survived. But this is just a lot of practice. And that would be all your rockets. That was actually not a bad clear. It wasn't a great clear, but it wasn't a bad clear. And then that is your run. That is a complete story mode tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you found it useful. Like I said, it's more just for new runners. I mean, runners who run this game but don't run story missions could find it useful. I'm sure you guys would know how to do the ILs regardless. So yeah. And then the clear didn't go too bad. But that would be it. There will be a link to add all your in-game times. So make sure you're checking all your times and writing them down for each individual mission. But yeah, that's been the entire thing. I live stream this on Twitch, so if you want to come see me run live, the link will be in the description. If you're new, subscribe, and there will also be a link to the route, a written route, in the description as well. I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.